One, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can hear me?
Hello?
You can hear me?
Hello?
I can hear you, Sidiki. Can you hear me?
Hello?
I don't know what to say now.
Hello?
I can hear you, Sidiki. Can you hear me?
Thank you. Hello? One, two, one.
Sidiki, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Sidiki?
You hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Tell me first.
Hello?
Can you hear me, Sidiki? I can hear you. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, welcome on the this is the General Show. We come on every Sunday and Thursday. It's always good to be speaking to my student. Who is all the way in the North America. His name is Shane. And so keep following as we bring you out of the companies about streaming the person engagement, friends, see, and go the streaming. And so keep following. It's always good to be we try hard to keep on our
Testing
goals.
two.
Hello.
Can you hear me, Sidiki?
Yeah, now you're loud and clear. Yeah.
You can hear me now?
Loud and clear. I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Okay, I can hear you too. That's why I'm asking you. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, we have some problem with already solving out.
Okay, I'm waiting for Sheriff. He might join us. But anyway, let's start the show because I'm not going to take too long time. I can get other thing going.
Okay. So guys, welcome. We now have our host on, Mr. Moekisha, aka the General. He is the host of this show. We come on every Sunday, 8 o'clock at my time, which can be 3 o'clock US time. So you are welcome. Uh, welcome on the show. Leroy.
Yeah, thank you, Sidiki. Thank you very much for your time. And thanks to Liberty Radio for hosting us. And my name is Munel Kishen, aka the General. This is the General Show that airs every Sunday and Thursday at this time. And this show is also sponsored by our number one sponsors are the Dumuya Factor. Friends of Dumuya in America, they have decided to sponsor this show. They are our number one sponsors. And also, we have other people who make contributions to this show. So I want to say thanks to everyone. Some people want to remain anonymous. We're not going to call names, but there are other people who continue to make contribution, and we're encouraging everyone to do the same. And today we'll be talking nothing else but Mr. Alexander Cummings. We're going to tell you the vision of Alex Cummings. We want to tell you that Mr. Cummings is the only candidate in Liberia who is ready and prepared to meet you one on one, to talk to you, to ask you question and you ask him question, he's prepared and ready to lead. That is what we ask him for. And I want to remind you guys that always try your best to know about the leaders that you will be voting about. You'll be voting for. Know your leaders. Ask the question. How will you create job? How will you fix the educational system? How will you fix our hospitals, our schools, our roads, our how you fix the agriculture system? So ask all these questions. Don't just sit there and think that they will put $5 or a bag of rice in your hands and you eat for the day, and the next thing you will end up choosing the bad leaders. So parents, this time around, we must make the best choice. We know that the present government that are in charge, they have failed you. Do not blame yourself. I say this all the time. Do not blame yourself for the failure of this government. We know there are people in Liberia, whether we like it or not, that will continue to vote for this government. The 20% or the 25% will always vote for this government. But do not feel discouraged. If you are a supporter of Alex Cummings, if you are an independent person, if you are not a political party, you are free to support Mr. Cummings. You don't need to join the ANC. You don't need to join the CPP. But look for good leaders. Look for representative senators that you think will change things around. We will do it together. We can do it together. We can make it happen. Please, Liberians, do not sit and wish for things to happen. Do not sit and pray. I said, oh, it might happen. And when you work towards it, they say faith without work is a dead faith. God love our country so much, but we ourselves must do what is right for Liberia. The success and for Liberia to move forward is in your hands. Your one vote, my one vote, Alex one vote, everybody one vote can make a change. That is what the constitutional calls for. So please try, join us, and let us make a change. Siliki, tell me what's going on in Liberia. What happened yesterday in District 14? I saw it live
Oh,
on Facebook.
yeah, this reporting program was so amazing, and it just sent out a message out there that the Liberian people are ready for change, and nothing is going to stop that. So now you see the entire Facebook people, our opposition and people against us, they are coming with attack and all that stuff. But we are not deterred because we know the kind of leader we have. But the people came out yesterday. Can you imagine? We have people leading Grand Gillette, Sano, Maryland, just to make it up to this program. And by the 19th of this month, the 29th, Mr. Kumi will be traveling to the Southeast for another engagement. So the district 14 program yesterday was so amazing. The turnout and the speech, the culture that was displayed were all amazing. And then the people, their result, all they could say yesterday, they say we don't have constituents, but we are the constituents. We are ready to take it to the executive march in 2023. And the usual saying, nobody was given a damn yesterday. And, the people went there with conviction. So it is the case. Even in District 4 and District 6 last week, the same thing where you have the CDC royal guys came out and endorsed Mr. Cummings and gave it 10,000 agreement. So look, this is our contribution towards the campaign. And so Mr. Cummings is not being fooled by these things because he knows what he wants. And that's why he's the only opposition leader right now that's engaging the Liberian people more than out because he gave press conferences, always providing recommendations to the government in order how to proceed with certain things. And you all listened to the press conference recently that Mr. Kumi had. They call opposition leaders, even though there are some members of the opposition talking to they all try to break him down. They wanted him to go in jail or be disgraced. But still, this men don't have problem with them because to change our country, you're going to face a lot of challenges like this. You're going to go through a lot of things like this, and it's only your conviction, your strength, your seriousness to choose the country. Those things not going to tear you apart. You will still wake up and you'll be strong, and that's how Mr. Cummings went. All this program was so amazing, especially this for the program. Up for Joe Government Junction up to the football field. Mr. Cummings better for his car, he walked all the way on the football field. And before we got to the coffee, the field was damn high. What you saw on the social media is exactly what happened. So it was a great program. Yeah.
Okay, you see, Siddiqui, let me tell the radios, our friends from Maryland, people don't understand the people from Maryland County. They are very unique people. Mr. Cummings came from nowhere, got into the election in 2017. 18 months into that election, Mr. Cummings came second in Maryland County. But this time, the people of Maryland, the global tribe, have spoken. They say, "You are our son, and we will stand by you." And we know Mr. Cummings will be going in the southeast. He'll be going to Grand Junction County. He'll be going to Maryland. And don't be surprised. What you will see in Maryland will be totally different. What will happen in Maryland County will be totally different. But I will tell you, my people, we are not going to give up. If we don't campaign, it will be a problem. That is why Mr. Cummings is saying that, and us, we will knock on doors. We got two sons of Liberia. One is on our right, one is on our left. We got a unity party that tasted power for 12 years. We got the CDC government that is in power for going to 6 years. These two, their popularity one popularity come from soccer, one popularity come from 12 years as VP. We got Mr. Cummings in the middle who is telling us that we can change the system. Liberia can change. Liberia can be better than ever. We should not sit there and think that somebody should decide our fate. So that is why we're calling on you. Please register. Be a part of the process. Choose. Take a side. If you think that President Weah is the best choice for you, it's up to you. If you think that Unity Party is the best choice for you, it's up to you. But I will tell you that President and Weah have failed you. The 12 years people have failed you. And the only alternative we have in Liberia right now is Alexander Cummings. So we must do everything to vote Alexander Cummings into power, to bring him to flow, and to make sure that his vision for Liberia is okay and is ready. We are all ready and prepared to knock on doors. We are calling on our brothers and sisters, join us. The tent is big. Join us. Now I know Siddiqui have just lost, but we will continue for those of you in on Facebook. We'll continue. Hold on 1 minute, please. Let me. Okay. So, also yesterday, the CPP USA was launched, and they are now operating with no fear or favor. We are also okay. Siddiqui.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll take you on the line because
Okay.
internet.
Yeah. The internet in Liberia is not too strong, and so Siddiqui cannot be live, and we will just
Yeah,
continue.
that do a show, yeah.
Okay. So as usual, we've been doing it that way. Sit down.
Okay, so we have our general bank on.
Okay. So guys, you know the system in Liberia, we're trying to change the system. So even our radio stations and our internet problem is hard.
Yeah, you want to
And-
give me some.
okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm calling on you. Please do not feel discouraged. Do not give up. Liberia will change. We can change it. Maybe we might not see it the way you thinking, but I'm telling you, I want you to have the faith, and you must work hard. Register. Don't sit on the fence. Don't say, "Oh, this is not our thing." No, one man cannot make it. Your help and the help of every Liberian, we can change, especially our young people from the age of 19 to 35 years old. The future of Liberia, to change the system around, is in your hands. We got a lot of new voters. We're encouraging you to vote. We're encouraging you to register. Do not sit there. That is your constitutional right. I am not forcing you that you must vote for Mr. Cummings, but I am telling you that Mr. Cummings is the best guy. Mr. Cummings is the man who is ready and prepared to lead. Is the guy with the vision, who is telling you, and the most consistent candidate. He is so consistent until even there is no more answer or question that can be given to him. All we're doing now, all the work that he put in place is coming to light. The people will lie to you. The spoon talk. The other radio station will lie to you. The pro-government radio station, they will lie. Oh, people are doing this. People are doing that. But I will tell you, because they have nothing against Mr. Cummings, they will only give you lies. They will tell you things to discourage you. But trust me, you're eating bona in the house. They will not pay your children's school fees. They will not do anything for your children. They will only lie to you so you will vote for them again. And at the end of the day, you will be a victim. Ask yourself the question, is your life better now than the last 5 years? Ask yourself the question, whether you can afford it to send your children to school. Can you afford, if you're a man, to take care of your family when you don't even have a job? That is why we ask you to know about the candidate, not to just know the candidate. That is why we tell you that look at the leaders, the one with honesty, integrity, and empathy, the one who feel your pain. Look, I will tell you today, my people, maybe you don't understand. Don't let them fool you. Oh, Mr. Cummings never helped nobody. Mr. Cummings don't need to help anybody. But Mr. Cummings helped a lot of Liberians. You see, this thing is almost like a lottery. Mr. Cummings never helped me before, but Mr. Cummings helped other people. Mr. Cummings never gave me 5 cents before, but Mr. Cummings helped other people who need it. So he don't need to give me money for me to support him. He don't need to pay you to vote for him. It almost, some people that other people gave money to, you cannot feel everybody in the country, but the government responsibility is to take care of the citizens. Government responsibility is to bring in projects or find a way that jobs will come to Liberia. That's the government responsibility to pave roads. That the government responsibility to fix hospitals. That the government responsibility to build schools. It's not you. It's not me. I can come to Liberia and build 10 houses for myself. It's not for you. It's for me. So let us start looking at personal things before you vote for me. Because if that is the case, then go to Bernard Ure, who created jobs before. But that is not how it's supposed to work. Look at the person. Ask the question, what will you do? If they were there before, say, what have you done? You've been representative. What you did in the last 6 years. You were president, or you president. Tell me, what have you done? Don't let them fool you. Oh, the president fixing roads. Which are the roads? The road put food on your table? For the last 5 years, they fixed the road. Is there any agriculture system in Liberia? No. But they will tell you, oh, we're fixing the road because of agriculture system. What about the schools? We see government official building schools. The deputy minister of education got university. He built a university. We got the minister of education got schools. How you expect them to take care of government schools? When you get the health minister got hospital. How you expect them to take care of government hospital? You go to Redemption Hospital, you go to JFK, there is no medication there. But because they can afford it to go to Ghana. You might not like what I'm saying, but the truth is the truth. You are the one who giving the guys, you are the one who giving the guys the power. You are the one who putting them into power. They work for you. They don't work for nobody. They work for you so they should listen to you. That is why Mr. Cummings is ready and prepared to listen. Mr. Cummings is ready to join us to listen. That is why he's bringing everybody on board. Mr. Cummings is the only one who is prepared to unite our country. We are all divided. So whether you're seditions, whether you're from UP, whether you're from ALP, we will be under one umbrella. And Mr. Cummings is running for president of Liberia. He's not running for president for ANC. He's not running for president because of me. He's not running for president because of other people. He's running for president because of Liberians. Not because of the Kromo, not because of Crew, not because of Gio, Manon, Pele, Madingo. We are all Liberians. So we don't look at tribes. We don't look at counties. We look at Liberia first. Then we look at Liberians. Your man could be Fula, or your pa Fula, or Lebanese, or you are a Liberian once you're born in that country. And you are. For us, you can call us names. But we work in that country, we share blood, we work for that government, we did whatsoever. There's so many ways. Once you say, I pledge allegiance to the flag of Liberia, you are a patriot. So you should ask yourself, what can I do for my country? It's not what my country do for me. Now, a country cannot send you to school or whatsoever, put cash in your pocket, yes, but the government must build schools. The government must build roads. The government must make sure that all the necessary thing is there. You don't vote for people so they will get rich. I was just watching the follow-up of video, and they're telling us about the richest people in Liberia. The richest people in Liberia today they are all former government officials or present government officials. They call in names. These are people who got rich on the backs of the Liberian people. Look at them. They call and say they got 10 richest Liberians. Every one of them, they were never business people before. But today they are the richest because you gave them the vote. You gave them power. I was surprised to say, I was listening to say Joe Barker worth $21 million. I'm not the one who put it there. Some players say $9 million. This other person, $10 million. This other person, this. They are all government officials. But they will sit and lie to you. Oh, who is Ellis Cummings? Ellis Cummings never went in refugee camp. Ellis Cummings never sent us to refugee camp. Charles Taylor sent us to refugee camp. Prince Johnson sent us to refugee camp. George Bolle sent us to refugee camp. Elijah Nkrumah, may his soul rest in peace, sent us to refugee camp. The war sent us to refugee camp. The late door sent us to refugee camp. Why we should blame another people pressing for not? I was in refugee camp. I was on Buck Challenge. My relatives helped me. Mr. Cummings helped other people. George Weah helped other people. Why will you want to say that, oh, President Weah is the only man that went in refugee camp? Now President Weah is the president of Liberia. Have he entered the refugee camp? Ask yourself the question. President Weah has visited Ghana over 10 times since he became president in 5 years. President Weah entered refugee camp when our brothers and sisters are all on Facebook. The Ghanaian government are saying that they should leave. President Weah went to Ghana, ever enter in refugee camp? Let us stop lying for these people. Let us stop lying for politicians. Because they're not telling us the truth. They only lie and make you to understand. They lie, they say FIFA invited the president. That's a lie. FIFA do not invite no country president to the World Cup. Because you know what? Because of security, FIFA is not responsible for that. FIFA will not allow presidents. They will not invite you. If you go in there, you go on your own. You saw the World Cup opening yesterday. You saw President Weah at the World Cup opening ceremony? No. But they told you that he was invited by FIFA. FIFA only invite the FA. So nobody can tell us about football. President Weah was just world best 1995. The great Messi have won the world best over 4 different times. 4 different times. So the one that George Weah win, he have been passed long time. He won it 1 time. Other people gone 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. So for your record, FIFA they do not invite president. Because you know why? When you invite president to these kind of games, they already worry about the team's security. The only thing that make the Qatar president to go to that game, you don't understand, because he was the one who was heading the delegation when Qatar won the bid. He was the leader, so they gave him the honor. Now he's the president, they gave him the honor. But you will not see him on that field again because of security. American president don't go to World Cup. You sit in the house and watch the game in the best place. When you sit there, when you saw President Weah, since he was invited by FIFA, because of the lies they gave me in Liberia, oh, he was invited by FIFA. Listen, I don't have no problem President Weah going to watch his son playing. He can go and watch his son playing. Let us be fair. He won't watch his son play. He can watch his son playing. My son play football too. But my son play American football. But let me tell you, if you want to watch your son play, it's a good thing. But be honest to the Liberian people. How in a war a president will leave for 45 days? Even the great United States, 5 days is okay for the president. Unless the president's sick. Tell me, the money they take to give these people, You get the Minister of Youth and Sports. He going to watch the game. FIFA do not invite youth and sports. FIFA don't know youth and sports. FIFA know the Football Federation of a country. You know what I'm saying? But all these things, it is your money. It's not free ticket. But you got Eugene Nangwe, you got Kalasco, all these guys, 9 right now they were with the president watching the game. They're going from place to place, entertaining themselves. While you sitting in Liberia and they say, whether you like it or not, you will vote for them. But let me tell you again, I will always give this story. There was this guy with the bird in his hands. He asked this older man. He says, sir, there's a bird in my hand. Can you tell me if this bird is alive or dead? He said, if the man tells him that the bird is alive, he will let the bird go. Hold on 1 minute, please. Stop it, Noah. He said that if he tells me the bird is dead, then I will let it go. If it's alive, I will kill it. So the man told him, he said the life of that bird is in your hand. Let me put it that way. He said the life of the boy in your hand. If you kill that boy, if that boy will die, that you. If that boy will survive, that you. So the future for Liberia is in your hands. If Liberia will survive, if Liberia must move forward, it is your vote. If Liberia should have a better president, it is your vote. They say if Christmas will be good, you will tell from the eve. I want you to go back and listen to Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings is the most successful and most consistent politician in our history. Until nobody can ask Mr. Cummings question anymore. If Mr. Cummings meet a journalist, they were asking the same old question that he now answered. There is nothing new you can ask Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings is the first man who tell us that we can increase our economy to $1 million, our budget. $1 billion. They say, oh, la. They rush it to $785 million. You see that? So everything Mr. Cummings says, they complain, but then it happened. Everything happened in Liberia. They say, oh, Mr. Cummings. That Mr. Cummings post sanction. That Mr. Cummings said Maggie can steal. That Mr. Cummings said Bill Tuare that roll. If Mr. Cummings get all that power, my people, then I think we need to make Mr. Cummings president. If Mr. Cummings got all that power to counter the American men, say possession, that means Mr. Cummings is the best guy to be president. That means Mr. Cummings got contact. And to be honest with you, he has it. He got contacts. But he's not one of the politicians who let to use the contact out there to prove to you. Mr. Cummings will not go around and brag and say, oh, I gave them all my money. But we know people in Liberia who call us every day and tell us, oh, Mr. Cummings helped me. I know people in Liberia who say, oh, my son, through my own effort, through me, I have asked people. People ask me and I ask Mr. Cummings and they help them. Yes. There are people in Liberia who are lucky and blessed to be helped. Mr. Cummings will not help everybody. But do not be in a habit of begging. Let your begging be real. But you want to beg because you think that you can beg. You call me because you hear me on radio. You say, oh, Mr. Kishen, my daughter out of school. And sometimes that's not true. I'm not a stranger to Liberia. Let me make you to understand. If you listen to me today in Liberia, I was in Liberia 2018 for 6 months. I ran campaign. I visited from District 1 to District 17. I slept in Todi for 2 weeks. I know the road I'm going to Todi, the way they cut. I had to go into Kakata and come back. I went from District 17 to go to Rossville. I had to enter into Bombing Hills. And then I entered Rossville because I had to go on the other side because the road cut. I went with motorbikes. I walked. I slept in tent. I know what it takes when somebody cannot afford it. That is why some of us, our life and our idea, this is not friendship. This is not friendship, my people. If you listen to me on radio, I love my brother, but I love Liberia. We don't have to be part of the same party. We don't have to be. If I were looking for a friend, I would be beyond George Weah. But I don't. Liberia is first. If we don't put our country first, God will not bless us. Let us stop putting men first. I support Mr. Cummings, but I don't love Mr. Cummings. I admire Mr. Cummings. I admire his platform. I admire his strength. I admire what he did for himself. I would want my child to be more than Alex Cummings. And Alex Cummings want another Liberian to be more than him. God bless Alex Cummings that today he can sit and brag and say yes. But whatever Alex Cummings work for, let me tell you, my people, don't let nobody fool you. You look at Africa today. The man who is president of Ghana, he left from Ghana and went abroad to study. The Ivorian president today left from Ivory Coast and went to study. All the president, the country you see changing today, they left and go and study. But some of our people go back to Liberia only to steal. We go back to Liberia to be a job creator. Oh, what Mr. Cummings have done, you must know about the candidate I'm telling you today. Mr. Cummings got business in Liberia. Mr. Cummings got two businesses in Liberia. One is doing good, one is not doing good because of the system. But he will not tell you. Mr. Cummings got people on salary. Everybody who work for Alex Cummings take pay. You don't know that? It's not free. But you in Liberia today, you driving for one big man. He will pay you when he feel like. But Mr. Cummings respect labor. They call it dignity of labor. Mr. Cummings respect people. That's why when he do good for you, he don't talk about it on the campaign trail. We are the one talking about it. When Mr. Cummings gave the generator to BWI that can light the entire Kakata, he never talked about it. When Mr. Cummings opened the laboratory, the computer laboratory at LU, he never talked about it. When Mr. Cummings paid the first WIAC fee before President Weah started talking about WIAC fee, he never talked about it. When Mr. Cummings opened a school, the school was built by Coca-Cola and Chevron because of the work of Alex Cummings. You all saw AC Milan coming to Liberia to build sports stadium. You ever saw PSG coming there? No. The Cummings Academy, the only STEM school in Liberia that you can brag. Everybody's STEM school is not an easy school because technology is what ruling the world today. They built that school because of the work of Alex Cummings. And that's the only school in Liberia, but you don't hear about it. President Weah built schools? No. That school, they lie. They say the school expense is $600. They got an international school that's paid $10,000 US dollar. Go and look at the other Liberian schools, how much they pay. The only STEM, engineer, science, mathematics, and technology, the only school in Liberia. If Alex Cummings president will get plenty. You find that school in Europe and all around in America, you find that school. Don't let nobody fool you. Do you know what it means to work in a white man world? Just to be even a common little supervisor as Amazon. To be a common supervisor in a group home, in a mental home. It's not an easy thing. It's not something they can just give you easily. Before I'm talking about a man who went all the way to work for Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is almost like a country. Coca-Cola that is all over the place. That man, when number one strategic, it was him. Legal was him. Finance. He worked. He ain't got to play football. We ain't envy people that play football. It's talent. God bless you. They get a lot of talented Liberians. But only few can represent the country. Only few. So let us, I'm using it. Let us understand this. Mr. Cummings is not going anywhere. Mr. Cummings will not leave Liberia. Mr. Cummings living in Liberia. Mr. Cummings is not one of the people that when he lose election, he will leave and go about his business. No, he retired. All the other people, when they leave, when they lose, they leave. But Mr. Cummings is still telling you that we can make it. We can change it. Together we can build a better Liberia. Together we can change our country. We cannot allow one group of people to misuse our resources. That is why Mr. Cummings is saying that. I don't know anything about you. It is your right for second chance. I don't know who you are, whether you caused trouble yesterday, you will face the law, but you are a Liberian. We talk about all kinds of people. We say, oh, the people this, the people that are rebels. But guess what? Daniel Chair supported George Weah before. Daniel Chair supported Mr. Boaka. Daniel Chair supported Ellie. Daniel Chair is a voter. Louis Brown voted in Liberia. He supported President Weah in the second round. He supported Ellen Johnson. Oh, you never call him rebel. Gateway McIntosh. He was part of the CPP. He never fought. He never asked for anything. You never gave him anything. But if you say these people are bad people, you yourself, you say Mr. Cummings is good. Oh, Mr. Cummings is good. But Mr. Cummings, you gave Mr. Weah 12 years. Then we will vote for Mr. Cummings. Now, the people you say bad, they say Mr. Cummings good too. The people you talking about, they say Mr. Cummings good. I talked to PYJ one time. He said Mr. Cummings can change Liberia. But the Liberian people will not vote for Mr. Cummings because the Liberian people, they lend money. Amen. Oh, Mr. Cummings good. But how happy? Because you know Liberian people. How long it take you to know somebody? Don't let them fool you. They fool every one of us. They're making you to think that Mr. And you know the truth. You know Mr. Cummings, he got the energy. He has the energy and everything. Mr. Cummings will not joke. Mr. Cummings, if I were here talking for Mr. Cummings today, behind closed door, not publicly, behind closed door, that means nobody there. Mr. Cummings said, Mr. Kishen, if I'm president and you come to Liberia and you want Ale Bisha, you cause trouble, I will start praying to God to say, oh, thank God that you, because I would love to set the example. When it comes to corruption and breaking the laws, is zero tolerance. Maybe people who don't understand might get a waiver than me. That is why I'm part of the process. That is what convinced me that Mr. Cummings' chances of failing in Liberia is 0.061. Mr. Cummings will change the system because when I look at his vision and say we can work on this, we can change it. He's not joking. Mr. Cummings should feel discouraged. He could feel discouraged. He and his wife and say, you know what? The money will get. Let's go sit at one place. That is what the opposition, that's what the ruling party want. Let me tell you today. The ruling party, they have tried Mr. Cummings. They tried to frustrate him. They took him to court. God showing Mr. Cummings the things that he need to be doing. God took him to court so he will know that the court system is terrible. But yet and still, Mr. Cummings have not given up. Mr. Cummings have not given up on Liberia, and we will not give up on him. You can say that Mr. Cummings is desperate. Yes, he's desperate because there is no job. He's desperate because our children are not learning anything. He's desperate because there is no law and order in Liberia. That is why he's desperate. It's always good to be desperate in life. But other people are desperate to keep power. Other people are desperate for change or chance. We have more than 2 parties in Liberia. Unity Party was there for 12 years. CDC came in for another 5, going 6 years. They have failed our country. It would take a leader with strength and mind to change that country. And we should be prepared, and we're not bragging, and we're not hiding from you. If Mr. Cummings is president of Liberia, there will be a tsunami in Liberia. If Mr. Cummings is president, corruption will hide. We're not saying that we're going your house and catch you, but we'll put things in place that you'll not be able to steal. And if you steal, you're not going free. And some of the people that are stealing right now will not go free. They will give that money back to our Liberian people. Some of the people who are stealing today will not go free. But I will tell you, I was just speaking to a lady yesterday, they called Man Sarah Jackson. Sarah Jackson says she wrote a letter to Mr. Cummings, and that letter been sitting there for so long. To her surprise, Mr. Cummings called her. You know, I told the woman, I said, ma'am, that's your luck. Mr. Cummings helped you because that's your blessing. I don't need to talk about it. So you don't know who is Sarah Jackson. But I don't need to talk about it. I don't need to bring you on. She said, I say, you need to go and tell the radio station. You need to go to them and tell them what Mr. Cummings did for you. Oh, you know, I saw your video, but what I'm trying to tell you, Mr. Cummings saw it and helped that lady. I will not tell you, just recently, there are 3 kids who just left from Liberia with scholarship. Mr. Cummings will not tell you. But that kids will come back one day and tell us. There's a guy who I was watching his video. He said, I never knew that this wonderful guy they've been talking about every day. When I went to Nigeria, I had a job there. Somebody took me to Mr. Cummings. There's a guy in America, they call him Mohammed. Mohammed called me that day running. He said, Money, my first job to Pittsburgh Food Company, the flour people. He said that one man they called Ellis Cummings gave me that job. That time Ellis Cummings was vice president. So we're not here to tell you, oh, Mr. Cummings helped John Brown, so vote for Mr. Cummings. No. What we are saying, Mr. Cummings understand what it means when a father cannot support his family. Don't you know Mr. Cummings slept on the floor in America? You don't know that? Don't you know that when Mr. Cummings came to the States the first time and got his degree from Illinois University and went back to Liberia and worked for LBDI? After that time, he came back again. He said, let me go and try. He got a small scholarship. He came back before the war and other things. Don't you know that Mr. Cummings slept on the floor? Don't you know that Mr. Cummings went to demonstration? Don't you know Mr. Cummings' man used to sell Docaflare and his pa was just a priest? How much the priest making Liberia? Ellis Cummings was the only ball for his man and pa. His pa was a disciplinarian. So they gave him help. They make sure that they ain't give him no chance. So he was just the only ball. He used to go collect his man money for the Docaflare. Then his man used to take care of people when they deliver and all that. What he used to do? Don't you know that Mr. Cummings know some days they never used to eat? Don't you know? Don't you know that Mr. Cummings been married for over 40 years and get 2 kids, 5 grandchildren? He's named from the sky. He's a Liberian. He is a Liberian story. And Mr. Cummings wish and praying to God every day there should be other child in Liberia who will be better than him. Is there any George Weah in Liberia? Is there any new George Weah in Liberia in soccer? No. But Mr. Cummings believed in the youth. Mr. Cummings believed in technology. Mr. Cummings believed in leadership. That is why when you look around Mr. Cummings today, he hires young people. They don't just go because they want to. Do you know what it means when they say that man know my name? Oh, he ain't got to give you money to know your name. Liberians, we can make our country better. God bless us. Liberia was once one of the powerful nations, if you don't know, in 1968. Liberia was powerful than Japan. Liberia was powerful than Singapore. It took 12 men to change Singapore. Look at Dubai. After the British people stole the people oil, the leadership make the difference. The leadership make the difference. That is what we're lacking in Liberia. Liberia have been taking Liberia to be a farm. All our politicians, by the time they take over, they harvest. They call their friends, they steal. Not because John Brown stole yesterday, you should steal today. Stop blaming people. Have you ever heard Mr. Cummings blaming somebody? No. Mr. Cummings don't curse Mr. Weah. Mr. Cummings don't just criticize Mr. Weah. But Mr. Cummings said the truth and advised Mr. Weah. But because of politics and insecurity, that is why he will never have a conversation with Ellis Cummings. Because low self-esteem, because of corruption, we have gone against the Constitution. Right now, we're in a constitutional crisis. We don't know who is who in Liberia anymore. Liberia now is just like a catfish. You don't know the man from the path. We don't know who's the president of Liberia. We don't know who's the president of Liberia anymore. Whether it's Musa Dean, whether it's the acting president, one of them. But that is terrible. But I will tell you the goodness of Ellis Cummings. Mr. Cummings have helped a lot of Liberians and you must go and find that people. We're not there to fool you. You listen to Spoon, you listen to Spoon radio station in Liberia and say, oh, the people came to the place there, they eating Mr. Cummings money. Let them eat Mr. Cummings money. If they don't show up again, they say, oh, they don't show up. Oh. When they show up again, they say, oh, Mr. Cummings pay the people. That's their business. That's their business. They say, oh, the woman was tying Mr. Cummings' shoes. That's their business because they got nothing. Spoon now is a comedy show. Spoon Talk is a comedy show because the host of Spoon do not have any topic anymore. He will never interview Mr. Cummings because they are beneath him. They don't know what to ask. They don't have any more questions. They don't have any more questions. So all they do, they are on integrity damage. Oh, we damage integrity. Look at them. How can you damage an integrity that you don't help to build? How can you damage my name when my integrity is my integrity? My integrity is the one that I earn. Facebook make us popular. You know what I'm saying? George Weah became president because he played football. Mr. Boyka is popular because he was vice president for 12 years. You knew Mr. Boyka before? No. But ask yourself the question, what Mr. Boyka did to Group of 77? Is there any change in Group of 77? Because it's under the vice president. The vice president is the only person who attends cabinet meeting and also president of the Senate. And every concession is signed by the vice president before reaching the president. After they vote on it, he will sign it. And all the president protest. So there was some responsibility for the vice president. Although the vice president don't make all the decisions, but the vice president sits in the office of the president when they're making the decisions. So Liberians, whether we like it, they will vote for George Weah. Some people will vote for George Weah. The 25% will vote for George Weah. We know them. We're not changing it. We're not here to convince you. I'm not telling you to don't vote for George Weah. That's your right. But you can take the cow to the river, but you can't force the cow to drink. You voted for President Weah because you believed that he was going to change it. But since he don't change it, don't keep yourself in the place. Don't settle for something that you know that is not worth it. Don't settle. Don't be in the water and worry about getting wet. We must try new ideas. Change is hard. Change is hard. Don't say, hey, I just like that man. No, don't just like that man. Don't just like that man. That man, that's not your man, that's not your pa. You want that man to be the leader for everybody. Only one man can be leader. You want somebody who will do good, that you will walk and don't look for a government job and you will go to a business and look for a job. You want somebody that jobs will come to Liberia. So let me give my friend and my co-host Siddiqui a little bit and see what he's going to come in with. Siddiqui?
Yeah, but when you tell the screen now, is our guest at the
but I can't see Abu on my thing yet. I'm confused.
Yeah,
he texts me, well, listen, that means Abu have not got, he got to hit. He can see me. That means I hope he's not using the old one. So tell him I'm going to send him a new link again. Because that link can stay too long. I'm going to send it through Messenger. Tell him I'm sending another link through Messenger. If you listen to me, Abu, I'm sending you a link to Messenger. So go to Messenger.
Okay, so let me show you. I think he's watching. Check here. So there's some journalists. You know the journalists, the professional people particularly. They are the ones researching our people. Right on the ignorance of some Liberians to bring our country to where it is today. There's a professional guy who calls himself journalist by the name of Ibrahim Gosson Weah or something like that. They got sent on the radio last week trying to insert other citizens against the U.S. ambassador, that the ambassador is interfering in Liberian politics, and so they should stage a protest against the ambassador. Can you imagine that? Because the U.S. ambassador came up with a short statement just recently warning all Liberians to distance themselves from working with those sanctioned individuals which our government has refused to initiate or investigation about. People who steal from you, I see most Nigerians taking this debate of social media that they are going to the US embassy on Wednesday to protest against Ambassador Makari. This is just sad that people who steal from us, your serious international partner like America coming and sanction these people, and then you say you're coming out to protest against the ambassador because the ambassador interfering. Somebody steal from you to keep you poor, make you to go to bed with hunger, make you not get a job. Even you get a job, but your salary have been harmonized to the extent that your children not able to go to school. But you don't care about that. All you care about is CDC, Mangino, because you get a little peanut for them or $1 or $2 to sustain yourself. Then you say you're going to the American embassy. And I need to inform all of you that is explaining that. The American ambassador is not doing anything on his own. The ambassador is a direct representation of America in Liberia. Maybe some of you don't know that. Everything that ambassador says, he's not saying it because he's going to No. He's saying it because the American government instructed him to do it. All those allegations that were placed against McGill, Torres, Serena Staples, then the government challenged those allegations by organizing an investigation. But they're not going to do it. They begged those people behind the door to resign. And then they tried to went to work. So people said that you want to become senator. And they go to buy TV. And then the same money they took from you, they stole from you. They are then giving you the same money back for you to give them a elected position. And because of some of our educated people, they are so educated to the extent that they don't even know how to use the education they come and sit on with you to fool you, to make it look like, there is a one thing the Americans are doing. And then you say you go to the US embassy.
But you see, and Siddiqui, let me tell our people. Let me tell our people who listen before I bring Sheriff in. If you're listening to me, Ambassador McCarthy's term is over in Liberia. So they think that if they go there and they see him leaving, they will say, "Oh, we ran him out." But let me make you understand. You see, that is where the government can shoot themselves in the foot all the time. The same way they were insulting Chris Smith, but when they came to Washington D.C. to lobby, what they don't understand was the people that were lobbying had to go back to Chris Smith. Chris Smith said, "But the people are corrupt people." You know what I'm saying? But if you go to that place, and you see CDC already want to distance themselves, if you go there to demonstrate and think you're going to cost the ambassador, you don't know if they're going to renominate him, or two, he will have to brief the new ambassador that are going to be replacing him. So his term is already over. They work for their country. You can dance with them, but the truth is the truth. America, you see, when you beg too much, you allow them to control you. Because we are beggars. Everything is America. Even President Weah knows that you cannot do without America. But some of our people in that country, Mr. America will not stop you from running. But America is powerful enough not to do business with you when you get a corrupt man, a man who destroy our economy, the man who stole money from this government, and today in 48 months, he's standing up and say, "Oh, I'm going to run for McGibby County." And you in the street rejoicing. It's on you. It's not on nobody. It's on you, and it's on your children's future, and you will feel it. Michael will still face the law whether he go up and come down. Okay, let me bring Sherry. How are you, Sherry?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Welcome, my man. I think you're still using the old link, but anyway, you on now.
Exactly. And I was standing. I was actually that's right. I was using the old link, and so I was just sitting there. I said, "But wait a minute." But anyway,
let me see you.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
this
can
is
see me.
the first time on the show. This is a general show. Right now, we are live on Liberty Radio in Monrovia. And you've been around for some time, been an advocate, been behind the Darius Dillon, and now you are a member of CPP, and you have said it over and over. You supported George Weah before, but now you have seen Mr. Cummings to be the alternative. So, ladies and gentlemen, I got Sheriff and Abu on air here, a strong supporter before of Mr. Weah. I myself, I was once a supporter, but we have seen that Ellis Cummings is the man who is ready and prepared. So tell me something about Ellis Cummings. Talk to your people back home.
Yeah, I mean, you said it right. Yes, I was once a CDC supporter.
And don't forget, Siddiqui is the co-host. He's in Monrovia, but we're using a messenger right now. He can hear you loud and clear. Siddiqui, can you hear him? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, brother Siddiqui, thank you very much, all of you, brother Monique Kishen and Siddiqui. Siddiqui is my brother. We chat a lot on our Facebook Messenger. So, and even Siddiqui and I, we have done a show together. I think a month ago. But yes, to the issue, I was once a seditian. Listen, the country is bigger than everything. As an individual who love his country, when I traveled to America, and in 2017, when the election started, I saw everybody in the race. At the time, Mr. Cummings had just came in the race. I read Mr. Cummings' platform. I read Joseph Boakai platform. I couldn't see one for our president, where they had their platform in their house because it was not public. But in a nutshell, I decided to join the Joseph Boakai team at the time. Because what I saw a whole lot of incompetence in the CDC camp. I saw our time rhetoric. I saw love for individual. And what I wanted to see, I didn't see that. Remember, I was in America. And this country can change you if you don't want to change, except you are born to be, I'm sorry for the expression, useless. But if you are actually a child and a person and a country lover, you will change. So I supported the old man. We went to the election. I did my part from in America. On my social media, people who are here been following me, they will say it. And that election didn't work out for Joseph Boakai or Mr. Cummings. Liberian people decided they will go with Mr. Weah. And today, they themselves, we only telling them something that they already know. Because Liberia is a place right now where you go, nobody got to tell you it's hard. You will know for yourself through whatever means. The leaders were broke, and now they're enriching themselves. So it's no more for Liberia. It's about Mr. President, the finance minister, and the elites. So yes, that's what happened. I wanted to say something about, Siddiqui was talking about the ambassador, and you said it all right. The ambassador, the American ambassadors, they don't go over there because they love our presidents or because they want to just be in Liberia. They are going there for a reason. They don't just go there because they want to go make alliance. Of course, it's key, but they are there for a reason. And we Liberians, no government can dictate to them. They can. So if anybody is celebrating for Ambassador McCarthy leaving and everything will go back to normal or everything will be just juicy, you playing. American, when it comes to the job, they don't play around when it comes to the job. That's why when you work in America, when an American tell you, I'm sorry, don't waste your time to beg. They will be best of friends. In fact, when they are bringing your firing letter, they're going to come and speak to you. If you guys on a coffee table, they're going to give you a coffee cup. They're going to give you a bread. They're going to give you a sugar. They will give you everything you need on that table. At the end of the day, they will give you that firing letter. And they will tell you, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about it. So if the seditionists are sitting there laughing and happy that Ambassador McCarthy is going, but trust me, the embassy is not going. The system in the embassy is not going. Those computers that they have those sanction lists and the pending names, they are not going with McCarthy. And, I enjoy that part when you say McCarthy will brief
The next ambassador.
the next ambassador. Of course, he's going to be turned over. He's going to brief. So I'm sorry. And to something real quick, Malabran people, you see, when we taking, let me first employ Monique Cushet. He's a family man. He's a working man. He is paying his hard-earned money to make this show happen. He's paying for this show. He's paying for us to be on our radio in Monrovia, in Liberia. They're not free. This man is doing that not because he want to get a job and not because he live in America, he got money wasting everywhere. It is not because he want a better life for himself. He want it for you. This man is living in the United States. Look at your coat. See your glasses. I'm not hungry. This man is trying for you. He is doing this, leaving his work to sit in that chair, to call on you, to stand out, to think right. Somebody coming to you to give you a bag of rice, money. Please, it's not normal. It is your right to go into the store and afford that bag of rice. Yeah. It is your right to go to JFK and get treated immediately. It is your right to send your children to school. It is your right. Nobody should come and tell you, say, I'm giving you scholarship. I mean, the government, vote for me. No. Tell that person, tell that minister, go right back and put the policy in place, whereas my children will continue to go to school, and every year I will not be able to ask you again. Mr. Kumis is a good man. That is why we are here and advocating and propagating his message. Mr. Kumis and my big brother was saying, before I left, my big brother was saying he's a good man. He does not come up and say, he's not like Mr. George Weir, I go get some more money to somebody and come on and say it. No. Mr. Kumis have impacted a lot of people's lives in that country. You see his schools around. You see his foundation, what he does. Even the man that accusing him, the man who say he will not vote for Mr. Kumis, he is admitting that Mr. Kumis' foundation donated 50 grand. Like when the American man said 50 grand, that $1,000, yeah, $50 good $1,000 towards school infrastructure. So when we are telling you, go and vote for Mr. Kumis, we're not just telling you go and do that because we know the man. This man loves education. This man loves development. So he will not just give you money and come on air. So let us forget about, oh, Mr. Kumis, what have he done?
Hey.
I want to give you this, this scenario. And this is why our politicians are inherently corrupt, in Mr. Kumis' word. If you go and see a broke politician, or even a rich politician in your village, in your town, in your district, in your school, asking you to vote, and you demand that politician to buy your car, to buy your motorbike, to buy your hospital before you vote, that means you guys are going on without what they used to call it in our school, the bilateral agreement. That means you are taking his money or you are taking his property for your vote. And when that man get your vote, so do you expect that man to come to you? So This rhetoric, what have this man done? We should not be looking at that, but rather, what is this man can do for the country? What this man have on the paper? What is this man achievement? What is this man record? Who is this man? I submit, brother. Maybe I can take some questions.
Thank you, and Sheriff, you have said it all, and that is what we're talking. And Sheriff will be one of my regular guests here. We on Sunday and Thursday. We might extend the time as time goes by, but I want to say to you in Radio Land, we are your brothers. You are our brothers and sisters. We are not here. We are not enemies. We are not telling you who to vote for, but I'm telling you, consider Mr. Cummings because he is the guy in the middle who is telling us what we can do as a nation. But other people, they are there because they love individual, but country come first. Country come first. Mr. Cummings, whether the people from Maryland County can come out and show up, the people from the global tribe that I am from, it still make no difference because Mr. Cummings is not running to be president for only the global people. He's not running to be president for Pele, Gio, Mano, Mandingo. He's running for president for Liberia and for all Liberians. A representative can be running for his district. He will concentrate on his district. If you are senator, you concentrate on the county. If you're running for president, you concentrate on the 15 counties, 16 tribes. So no tribe is better than the other. No religion in Liberia is more powerful than the other religion. We are all Liberians. If you want to go to church, it's up to you. If you don't want to go to church, it's up to you. But one thing, you are a Liberian. So we are not perfect people. Mr. Cummings is not perfect, but he's honest. An honest man will not suppress. An honest man will not kill or steal. An honest man will not undermine. An honest man will tell you the truth. And I'd rather listen to the truth than to listen to someone who will fool me. I'd rather for a leader to tell me the real truth. And I will say it because I stand by it that if Mr. Cummings is president in Liberia, there will be a tsunami. And who will feed the tsunami is the corrupt individual. It's not you, the ordinary citizen. You, the ordinary citizen, will benefit because there will be jobs. The government will be job friendly, company friendly. Look, good money do not go in bad country. We need electricity. We need good internet. It has been so long. We need to improve on it. We need to give loans to our people. Mr. Cummings said, listen, President, we have said it right to give loans, but they have not given it. They only talk. They only talk and lies and they don't do it. The other day they put up $50 million and say, oh, for COVID. They never give it to you. But that is wrong. They can't tell you. The finance minister say, oh, the check I signed, I can't remember how much on the check. How can you sign a check and you can't remember your money, taxpayer money? But my people, come 2023, it is you that will make that decision. If you think you are more secure and better in doing it, so be it. But if you worry about your children, the older people, some of our people, they are old already, and all they know, they want something. They're the people who used to support Talbot and Tottenham. Oh, you can't tell them anything but Tottenham. But guess what? The young people changed the system. Now, this time around, from 19 to 35 years old, you are majority. It is your future that is on the line. Let me say this to you in Liberia. You and myself, God created us. You got blood, I got blood. You are a Liberian, I'm a Liberian. God bless me, I came to Liberia, to America. But guess what? If I go to work in this place and they fire me, I can get unemployment. In Liberia, when they fire you, you can't get unemployment. No. If I go to school in America, I graduate, I can find job. In Liberia, you go to school, you graduate, you can't find job. In America, if I don't have work, I can go to the food bank and get free food. In Liberia, if you don't have work, you can't get food. That is the one. In America, they can give student loan. I can go credit money. In America, in Liberia, you can't credit. In America, I can credit. In Liberia, you can't credit. You see the difference? Because the system is there. We got the same system in Liberia, but some of our people enjoying it. There are children in Liberia today who go into colleges in America online. You don't know that? There are people who can afford it. There are children doing courses in America online. I saw some of them coming a few days to graduate. But they living in Liberia, you don't have the opportunity to do it. So my people, I'm telling you, Mr. Cummings said it the other day, even if we cannot afford teachers, but Liberian government can pay one of the best maths teacher in America and teach our students on Zoom, because it's the same thing online. They can teach our Liberian students, even if we don't have money to pay them. They got qualified Liberians who are willing to do it. Liberians, the future is in your hands, please. We are begging you. You say, oh, you're begging? Yes. We beg people to vote. Mr. Cummings is not coming with a resume to go to the HR to give him job. You are the one who need to cast your vote. If you don't cast your vote, that's it. Election has consequences because of the bad choices that we made. That is why today things are hard. Yes, it's hard all over, but Liberia with just 5 million people. America is 530 million. 30 million. Liberia is so rich for us to be poor. Liberia has more resources compared to other African countries for our people to be suffering. There should be free education in Liberia. Our handicaps cannot be a beggar. But today you go to the supermarket, there is no way for wheelchair to enter the supermarket. We consider our disabled people crazy. They're in the street begging. A disabled man can be a manager of a company. A disabled man can be a receptionist, can be a secretary, can be a minister, can also be a president. But we take these people to be nothing. But the Cummings administration will show you guys. Some people say, oh, but why you do it? No, it's government responsibility. It's government. If any one of us do anything, it's just out of generosity. But we need to stop telling people, oh, well, what you did for me. It's not what you did for me. What you did for my community. What have you done for somebody? Show me somebody. Liberia is 5 million. I can help 50. It make nothing. I'm going to say I got family. I can build 10 houses. It's for me. It's not for you. I don't want to go when I die. My children or somebody will take it. So Joe, I can build 32 houses. It's for him. It's not benefiting you. Mr. Cummings can build all the houses. It's not benefiting you. It's benefiting him. But what Mr. Cummings is supposed to do if he's president is to make sure that we get good roads, we got good hospital, we got good education, they open the avenues to create jobs, we got good tourism, and for the country to make money. Siddiqui, how long we got? You want to open the phone line before I go to Sherry?
Yeah, let's take some phone.
Okay, Sherry, you got anything to add on while they're trying to take a call?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, real quick. I just wanted to say to the quarters and that of the viewers and other people's around the radio land. This media thing, I want the people to forget, not to buy into it. A lot of people would be all over saying, because, and you said it exactly in the beginning, when people don't have anything to say about you, they tend to get into some personal stuff and try to put anything on you to see whether it's good or not. They're just holding, looking to pick, any little mistake. A lady going to help Mr. Cummings to have, that's a nice shirt, by the way.
Yeah.
A lady, I think I'll get my own if you're selling it. Yeah, we definitely. Yeah, but a lady, we Muslims, we have our culture. And when anybody, anybody coming to visit, or be it politician, a regular person, of course, you have to take off your shoes. And before entering, and we applaud Mr. Cummings for that. He took off his shoe, he entered the mosque. And clearly, when you see the video, because I've, taken my time to view that video, Money Kishan, this lady, in fact, That's one of the things we can tell everybody. Look in some of these guys, oppositions, aspirants, opposition leaders, security duties. It is, you don't easily find a lady because they don't trust a lady. They don't believe in them. They don't support them. They only say it, but they don't put it in actions. This lady is part of Mr. Kumi's security duty.
Yeah.
And we Muslims, when we get out of that mosque, Mr. Monique, if the next time you visit her, you better run fast. Because when the thief finish, especially when you are a big person, when they, as soon the imam says salam alaikum, everybody running outside. They want to take picture. So Mr. Kumi's coming out with all the crowds. He is trying to wear his shoes and it's taking him time. And this lady work is to protect Mr. Kumi's. So she going there to help him tie his string faster so he can get out of the way, so he can be pulled. I mean, he cannot be pushed to the ground. And I see people all over, like you said, say, oh, Mr. Kumi's got no respect for women. How dare you? I just want to put that in the space there, that it's a lie. This man got respect for women. He respect every woman. Whether you are 1 year old, you are a baby, or he respect you. So our old man, our sister, Mr. Kumi, respect here. Yeah, that's what happened. So we can go to the full line. We got to get the people a chance.
Okay, coming up with first caller. Hello, what's your name calling from? Hello? Yeah, were you hearing the caller?
I heard him first, but then he low. He gone off.
Hello, what's your name calling from? Okay, bring your point. Thank you. That's the caller. Hello, what's your name calling from? Thank you. Oh, we lost it. Hello? Okay, so you can put in your call for 07777
Okay, I see that caller was trying to say that Liberian people should not make mistakes, not to vote Mr. Cummings. If they make that mistake, we are in trouble. And people say that all the time. But we will tell you, we want you to know Mr. Cummings. We want you to ask Mr. Cummings questions when he comes around. Because even the journalists have no more questions. Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, what's your name calling from? Good evening, what's your name calling from? Thank you, Lawrence. Make a contribution.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have another call on the line. Thank you very much. We have to take other callers. Yeah, what's your name calling from? Hello, my name is calling from Polyakilo. You're welcome. Yeah, this communication is all about the president is short, and now we are hearing about the president. We see the president not going on for this you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello?
Yeah, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Asian and I'm from Chukwata.
Your name?
Yeah, my question is when we are going to the election, we say that Southern is center or council. We really willing to support or give we support to give them insurance.
Thank you. Your question is noted. Let's take another call. Hello, what's your name? Where you calling from? Okay, calling from RGB. You are welcome. You should make a contribution. Oh, we lost that caller. But you had a question that I call Aja.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
No, what the question the other guy asked first, that he said he got his suggestion. The question.
Oh, we have another caller. Hello, what's your name? Where you calling from? Yeah, what's your name? Where you calling from? The name? Okay, everyone from will make a contribution quick. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think we have 3 more minutes to respond to the question, then we can call you on the day. Hello?
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I have 3 more minutes. The question was that the caller asked if the election coming into 3 was supposed to 2 10 if we be willing to support the opposition candidate. That was his question.
Okay, and I just want to tell that caller that we are not even thinking about going third place. We are thinking about winning the first round. But whatever happened in that, and we want to make sure that President Weah is a one-term president. So right now I'm into a race where I want to win, but I do not have a plan B. But I will tell you that whoever gets there, I'll be honest with you, we want something, but we don't want to reach into the situation where we say we're going to choose between 2 evil and choose the lesser evil. But we are in it for a first victory, a first round victory to Liberian people. I want to tell, listen, we cannot reduce our option. We cannot settle for little. You all know that Mr. Cummings is the best. We all know that. But this is not a dress right dress. This is not about my time. No. In politics, it's not dress right dress. It's the best candidate, the one who is prepared, the one with the energy, the one who whatsoever. Sadiq and Sherry, tell me something there. Tell me something. We got 3 more minutes.
Listen, just real quick. You see, I just wanted people to sit a little bit. Look at the rice issue and the rice issue, the religious issue, the corruptions are everywhere, and see what your president did. All right? Before we even talk about who is dressing good or who not dressing right. See what your president did. Your president is in Qatar. Matter of fact, they beat Qatar today 2-0. Your president is in Qatar watching an American son of his with your taxpayer dollars, with your money. His son is not a baron. And like Monique just said earlier, I am not against Mr. Weah if he had used his personal money. Some of his $80 million he got before ascending to the presidency. If he had using some of that money to go to Qatar and chill while you are in Liberia suffering, I will not be making no noise today. I will not be talking. But his son is an American. He took more than 50 people with him in Qatar. And they're having fun. And we're talking about who's dressing right and we're not dressing right. Mr. Cummings is the only man that will put your money where it's supposed to go. Please don't make that mistake. I'm closing now, Mr. Brother. Please don't make that mistake. We cannot afford another mistake with, the play our country is right now, we cannot. We need to think faster, very fast. Mr. Weah is not a president material. I don't want to talk about Joe Boakai, but Joe Boakai, Mr. Cummings, and President Weah, Mr. Cummings is the best, and we need to sell him. You need to go vote. We are begging you. Please, my people. Liberia is running fast down. We need to help Liberia to stand strong. Mr. Cummings can do the work. He got the expertise. He got the experience. He got the look. He have the film for the presidency. Let us go and vote for Mr. Cummings 2023.
Okay, thank you very much, and Sheriff and Siddiqui, thank you very much in studio. And for those of you who on our radio land, those of you who make the call, I appreciate it. We are resonating, but do not give up. Don't let nobody fool you. For Liberia to change, it's in our hands. It's in your hands. Register and vote. It is your choice to choose, but choose right. First food are food. Second food is not food. Don't let nobody tell you because you voted for Joshua, that means you can't make a change. No. It is your right, your constitutional right, and you use it. And if they don't deserve it, take it from them. They vote, you voted for them before, they didn't deserve it. You struggle with CDC for 12 years and into another 5 years, and your life is still the same. You can still make it. You still can have a third chance. You still can have a life. You can be old as what? You can still make the difference. The guys who call the CC for flair, what's for you shall see your face. Don't let nobody fool you. Don't let nobody tell you that Liberia will never change. We believe in Liberia. We believe in you. You are the one that are going to make the difference. You are the one in Liberia we believe in. And we believe that this coming 2023, you will make the best choice. I know some of you guys are embarrassed or whatsoever. Don't feel embarrassed. I supported Cummings. You supported Weah. You supported JMB. Don't feel embarrassed. Make the right choice that the entire world will say yes for the first time. Liberians can do better because of you. Not because of me, not because of Cummings, or because of you who are willing. And Mr. Cummings is willing to make the change and to set the example on himself before any other person. So thank you very much. My heart's up to you. We love you. This is a generous show. Share it. Let people know we'll be on every Thursday, every Sunday and Thursday on Liberty Radio. I want to say thanks. And I want to disclaim, I put a disclaimer. Whatever we say on here has nothing to do with the management of Liberty Radio. It is from me. And my name is Munel Kishen, my co-host Siddiqui. And I got Sheriff Abu on the line and with me here in America. But thank you. But you guys will be seeing us soon. We will be in Liberia knocking doors. We're not going to sit in America.
Very soon, so very soon.
Take it from there.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Okay, see, and Sheriff.
Yes, sir.
Have a good day. For those of you watching on Facebook and YouTube, you can follow me on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, and whatsoever. This is live. So anytime you go to YouTube, you just go to TGN TV. And to all those, especially the members of the Dumuya Factor, they are my number one supporter. They are the one who actually the number one supporter of this team.
Really?
And I got the chairperson, Air Louis. She's the chairperson for that. I got my boy Peel. I got Amanda. I got Dr. and Richardson. I got and One T. There are so many. I can't call everybody names, but these are the people who help. And I got other people who usually send. Look, and Sherry, today just for Siddiqui to be on, I had to spend $30. Siddiqui now got to leave the station to go all the way to Jacobtown. Sometimes I worry. I'm scared. So we even trying to raise money right now to get a bike for him. You see, I don't have to call Mr. Cummings and say, oh, Mr. Cummings, and you know Siddiqui. If I do it, he will do it. It won't take no time to go. It make no sense. That is the difference with us. That I can express myself to Ellis Cummings. I don't need to call Ellis Cummings. But I can call you, I call Dr. Richardson. We can put something together and we'll get a bike for Siddiqui. And he can move around. The other day, just imagine after District 4 and 14, Siddiqui had to just stay over there and wait for a car because the place was so crowded. And, so, and this kid, man, he's doing the best. I won't lie to you. I've never seen him in person. We just met on the Facebook and he surprised me compared to any other guys I've been to. I know somebody can get best, and thank God, a lot of people who know me to help Siddiqui. Sometimes I ask Siddiqui, well, you want Trump to say, oh no, big brother, somebody just give me $20. How many of the children you see telling you that? He said, oh no, big brother, somebody just send me $30. Somebody just send me this. If a woman send me to so I can help him face his breast, who should the kid? So when you get one good person in Liberia, you hold them.
You hold it tight.
Apart from my relative, I said, but Siddiqui is the only person. I help a lot of people in Liberia. Some of them dupe me. Some of them, they come and lie and lie and lie and lie. But you see, we can't give up on them, my brother. We can't give up.
We were not.
So that's it.
We were not.
So how
that's a society.
Thank you, guys.
There you go. But I just want to say that before we go.
Yeah.
Siddiqui is a very good man. Good boy. I met him in person. I've seen Siddiqui. Siddiqui and I, we were in a struggle with DeLon, so I know who Siddiqui is. He's a very young and fine young man. But anyway, we will talk behind the scene. We will text each other. We'll talk on the phone. Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, brother. Take care.
Bye.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. This is my other co-host, and his name is Noah Kishen. He with me. We came to church together, and he won't take my telephone. That's the problem with you. We're all born in children in the country here. So please wait for me. Call Uncle Mike. Okay, so thank you very much, and don't forget, you know my number. You can make the cash app and send us something.
General,
Yes, what's up, man?
Jesus Christ, you want to tell me people don't know that you get life? We calling you, you get answer, huh?
Because my phone was busy. Okay, but I'm on my way.
You can talk.
Yeah, I'm on my way now.
First thing first, down there, the people say they